करता हूँ मैं.
So yeah, we're back. It's been some time, but hey, obese man, you know how that gets. Yeah. It's been 6 months enrolled in my Java full stack development bootcamp. It's been alright for the most part, but before I get into it, I just want to give you a couple details about it. So the course that I'm studying is being offered by Code College ZA, South Africa. The place is located in Woodmead or Woodmead. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's in Sandton, Johannesburg, around about there, if I'm not mistaken. And since I live in Cape Town, I'm obviously taking the course online. They offer quite a couple boot camps and courses, most of these ranging from Python to machine learning to front end stuff like React and Angular. And they've even got some coding stuff for kids where you get kids proficient in some languages. I'm not too sure. I didn't really go into depth about it because I wasn't really interested. But you can see for yourself on the website. I'm not sponsored. I wasn't asked to put this stuff down. I'm just putting it down if you're curious because this is the bootcamp that I'm taking. Yeah. Well, we started on the 16th of January, and how we're running through this is we're kind of doing one module a month, right? So back in the 16th of Jan, we started with the basics, HTML, CSS, and some beginner JavaScript. Regarding that section, I was pretty much okay with that because I did start. I gave myself a head start when I first started learning the stuff back in July, August last year. So that was month one, and that went fairly okay. And then month two, I feel like we should have switched month two and month three around. But basically, in month two, we learned SQL stuff, mostly delving into PostgreSQL, learning how to do databases and how to query stuff, and using the PostgreSQL's structured method of querying and getting the correct outputs that we want. So what we got from that was learning how to deal with relational databases and how to compile data in an output that we want, in a readable output. We learned about the different types of relationships that data have to each other, one-to-one, many-to-many relationships and how they relate to each other like that, and how you can compile those within an output that you're looking for. Scratch that. Not scratch that. Next one. Then we did some advanced JavaScript, and in there we learned about asynchronous and synchronous JavaScript, DOM manipulation, methods, classes. We also did a bit of JSON. Yeah, that was pretty much fun, if I can say that. That was fun. Wasn't too difficult, but there were some bits and pieces here and there where it was a bit hard to understand. But that's kind of how it goes. And then in month four, I think we did more databases and stuff where we learned about Node.js specifically because we started with our backend. Learned about servers, we learned about APIs, we learned about node packages and Express, setting up our apps with Express, and then putting it all together using MongoDB for our database, and then using all of that together to create APIs. We learned about the model view controller architecture, middleware, just all the basic stuff that comes with a Node.js application. That went pretty good. We learned quite a lot. I'm not gonna go into depth. I don't think I should go into depth about what we learned that much, but just scratching the basics of what you need to know when you're learning these technologies. And then we started React about May to June. We started doing React. React is for front end. It's a front end library, and yeah, I think that's what we did. And then this past month, for the month of June, we put all of those together. Well, if you're kind of listening closely, you can kind of see how we're putting all of these together. So when you put them together, you get the MERN stack, which is MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js to create a full stack. application. So MERN, the M standing for Mongo. I just said it, yeah. So MERN basically is using those four technologies for both the back end and the front end of your web application, and then deploying that. Yeah, that is the full stack part of the course, if I'm not mistaken. And then later on, we're going to start doing Java and all the technologies that surround Java, if I'm not mistaken, because I am doing a full stack Java developer course at Code College. So yeah. So as with anything new that you do, you kind of have some difficulties in the beginning with grasping the concepts and how they all work together and what some concepts mean and so on and so forth. And one of the things that the bootcamp and the teachers, well, they like to push is you got to do a lot of research, because when you're on the job, you're going to be using Google a lot. You can't learn everything in 1 year, in one bootcamp. There's going to be lots of other things as technologies are evolving. There's going to be lots of other things that you need to be looking for as technologies update themselves and upgrade and evolve all the language. And you're gonna have to start Googling stuff to figure out how stuff works in conjunction with what you're learning. And what I can say is that going down this path of having a curriculum set for you, having people working with you in class, because we have classes, we have lessons where there's a group of us who come together, we learn about the work together, and we help each other whenever we're stuck. That really comes in handy, because when you're working by yourself as a 100% full taught person, you don't really have people to rely on. You don't really know how to work with people on certain projects and stuff, and that's kind of one thing that the bootcamp does teach you, I guess. Yeah, so that just kind of helps speed up the learning process. We share resources with each other, and kind of, I don't know, maybe it's making me optimistic about the fact that this is possibly how it is when you're working with the team, and getting used to it in this way, in this bootcamp, working with other people. It helps a lot, I'm not gonna lie. So I've got about 4 to 6 months of the bootcamp left. As I said, I still have the Java side of things to learn about. So I'm still gonna do Java, and then after learning Java, we have an Oracle exam that we're gonna write. They do exam prep, I think, with us, or you can opt in to do exam prep with them, and then they have you write the Oracle Java exam, so you can get an Oracle's professional certificate, something like that. I'll put it up if I'm not 100% certain that I'm saying the right thing right now. But and then once you pass that, then they start helping you with the job preparation, and then they've got a company or two that they work with that helps you get a placement for work. But other than that, I've still got quite some ways to go, and I'm learning quite a lot from this. And I feel like compared to being 100% full stack, I'm kind of glad I went down this method, because there's a set curriculum, there's a set direction that you can take yourself down. I'm not saying that there aren't other resources that can kind of do the same for you, but the added benefit of having peers to work with, having people to ask questions to, people who know the stuff, and then just those two basic things, all in all, it kind of helps it be a bit less lonely when you're learning stuff, especially when you're working or learning from home. So I've still got until the end of the year to finish, and then we see where we land up, and then maybe at the end I'll showcase a project or two that I'm proud of that showcases all the stuff that I've learned. So far we've done a couple basic module projects where we put together the stuff that we learned in the different months that we've learned all these different technologies and whatnot. But so that's how it's been this last 6 months. And I know I haven't posted a video about it, but that is how it's been. Yeah, it's a good experience. Yeah, but I did say if you want to check it out, I'll leave the links down below. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.